warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Audi Vanwansa and my partner Dirga Ahmad. We are from Garuda Cendekia High School. We did a research about one of the culture in Indonesia. And the title of our research is The Symbolic Meaning Analysis of Palang Pintu Tradition in Betawi Ethnic Marriages. In Indonesia, we have 1,000 cultures and each culture has their own meaning. One of the culture that we will discuss in our presentation is from Java Island. It is called Jakarta. And one of the culture name is Palang Pintu. Why did we choose Palang Pintu as for our research project? Because it is a very awesome tradition and it also not only taught us about tradition but also about art and obeying the religion. Now we will present our research.
Data collection methods. The methods used in this research is qualitative descriptive, which is a method that describes how the actual state of the phenomenon is studied. And we divide it into 3 groups: observation, interview, and documentation. Observation activities include systematically recording events, behavior, objects seen, and other things needed in support of the research. The second is interview. Interview is a method that includes the way used if a person wants to know directly to find the real information, and also for getting a particular task orally from a respondent. And the third is documentation. In this research, documentation is conducted from photos which describes the art processes of Palang Pintu wedding tradition. Moving on. After obtaining data in the field as well as from literature studies, the process of data analysis begins with data collection such as interview results, observation results, literature studies, and documentation. And after doing all the analysis methods, we can outline a few questions like, what is Palang Pintu? History of Palang Pintu, processes of Palang Pintu, and the participation of Palang Pintu in building the nation's civilization. And that leads my partner to the results.
So, Palang Pintu is a wedding tradition of the Betawi people that combines silat and religious rites by blocking the groom when he is at the gate of the prospective bride. The aim of this to make the groom is ready and hear the customary norms and can master silat and religious knowledge before proposing the woman. Palang Pintu is a heritage. The beginning of its story is not written, but it passed down from generation to generation. This is explained by Zaharuddin Ali Al-Batawi in his book entitled 1500 Betawi Pantun. Some Betawi arts are already threatened with extinct such as tamborin and balante. Besides that, some of the Betawi artists are getting older, and only a handful of younger generation that heritage the Betawi culture. This condition is a fear that the Betawi cultural wealth will become extinct by the development of the metropolitan Jakarta life. Therefore, it is necessary to carry out cultural transformation or cultural modification so the younger generation will love and develop the culture of the Jakarta community. I'm going to tell the process of Palang Pintu. The grooms come to the bride house, and before entering the house, the groom is asked to compete in silat and pantun. After doing silat and pantun, the groom has to read the sikeh. After doing all the steps, the bridegroom is allowed to enter the house. After discussing the results, we can conclude that Palang Pintu is a view of life from the Betawi people which contains religious, moral, and social values, as well as the delivery and attitude values that are reflected in pantun, silat, and sikeh.
That's all for our presentation. Thank you for listening. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.